Hey, now welcome back to the channel. Well, another day, another dollar. We're on our way down here to the garage, waiting on Caden to come outside right quick so we can go down here and we're gonna figure out what's wrong with the S10. I think the filter might have come off of it. If I'm not mistaken, I'm about positive that's what happened. The filter might have dropped in when the tire shook. We're gonna check it out. And man, we had a good time yesterday. We had a freaking awesome time at Shadyside. It was just like it always is. I mean, there's always, during summertime, that's why we always come back. We always have a great time. Corey puts on a good race.
You got your phone?
We have fun with the Shadyside Outlaw stuff. So we're gonna go down here. You got your, yeah, we got it. We got Caden's line lock thing. I'm working on putting it on tonight. The one Andrew Brent gave him the other night. So we can fix his transmission. I'm working on day, see if I can't get the heads back on his Camaro tonight too. Get that done. But like I said, ride with him for a little bit. So me and Caden just come down here and we got the filter off of it, and the filter's plugged up. The pan don't look good, the fluid looks like crap. So I suspect maybe the pump might have went bad. Is it the pump or that converter we just put in it? One or the other went bad. So we're gonna have to go through and pull it out tomorrow, check it and see what the heck happened to it. I told Caden, you never know how deep a mud hole is. He said, send it. We come down this little trail. Oh my Lord, I'm stuck. Dang. Caden got him a casual war. Look at him split his ear open down here with the jack, trying to get the floor jack in the woods. He a soldier, he ain't worried about it. Look at, he tough. So we're gonna get this thing out. We got some chains and a come on, let's see what we can do. Turn the key on and just put it in neutral. Or don't crank it, just put it up in neutral. Got us set up here, look at us. See what we can do. Hit the gas a little bit. Yeah. Is it coming? All right, don't hit the gas no more. Let off of it for a minute if you don't feel it moving. Till I get this chain tight. We're gonna get it. Come on back with it. There, big pull. Come on back. Hit the gas. That's it. Hold on. Hold what you got for a minute. Hold the brake. Keep jacking. You getting there? Hurt ear and all. He don't care. Look at him. He's tough. Keep coming with it. I'm gonna start trying to back it up now. We're getting close. I can tell you that. She ran a little warm. We got her out though. Between me and the come along and Caden, we got her done. Now we get to go clean this thing up here in just a minute. We got to pick our floor jack up to split Caden's ear up. But we're getting it. What we got going down the road and this thing won't go nowhere. I wonder why. God, she's overheating. I hope I ain't torn my truck up. Man, this thing was boiling. I'm going to try cooling it off, see if we heard it or not. It blew the fuse because he yanked the wire valve though too. So me and Katie will try making it charitable and seeing if this thing will, if we heard it or not. Hopefully we didn't hurt it. Story of my life, Katie said he ain't never taking this thing back for wheeling. Oh. 35, 35, 35. I'm going 30, it don't matter. Got little Daddy and Caden over here doing a little test drive today. Have you heard a piece of headlights on the Jeep? Headlight and a tail light bulb on it. So I jumped the passenger seat so this man can drive me home tonight. What you think, bro? Usually he wants to always go through and suggest like he thinks I won't let him.
One quick question: what's left and what's right on turn signals? Up or down?
Down.
Down is.
Yep.
Oh, okay.
Down goes that way. Up goes that way. There you go. You got a driver's ed here soon, don't you?
Yeah, sure.
All right, you good? Loop it. So we made it home safe. Right now we are here. We it's my freaking. Looks like my shaft seal might be leaking. I'm gonna go ahead and replace it while I got it out. I'm sorry if you can't hear me good. The fan, like I said, it is North Carolina weather. I got the converter. I took the bolts loose out of it. Now I'm up in here pulling the bell bolts, ratchet them out. I got the drive shaft loose. I gotta go through and unhook my shifter, unplug my sensor up here. So I got a little leak on here I need to figure out. So we're gonna check it out real quick. Let me get this out. I'll be right back with you. 20 minutes later, she's on the ground. Everything's disconnected. I got a slide drive shaft out. It's still full of fluid. I should have drained it, but we'll get to that in just a minute. Let me get this pulled out real quick. I gotta say, Billy done a killer job on jacking the car up to the perfect height that I can get my jack and my transmission out without having to really move stuff around. So appreciate that. Now let me get a bucket and drain this. All right, so transmission's out. I got a converter here and another converter, a stator tube, and an input shaft. Okay, so I watch a guy on YouTube, and his name is Mountains Garage. Pretty smart guy about 400 stuff. I've been catching up on my 400 stuff. You know, I'm learning like anybody else. That thing was never designed to hold the power that it's holding, that it's flying. It's been well over 150 mile an hour now, well over it. That thing right there has done great for what it is. You know, the other week we stripped a input shaft here, the actual hub that this goes in the forward hub. So I put an upgraded shaft on it. Well, here's some things I learned here recently. So this right here is a pump support. See that brass bushing right there? So you can take this shaft right here and put it into a power glide. And in a power glide, it's gonna ride down in here. And basically, let me get it back loose. This right here is gonna ride on that bushing. Well, on a power glide does not have this bushing here. A power glide has a bushing inside the converter. So on a 400, you can knock this bushing out and it allows fluid to go back through. Because if you look at this, when fluid comes out of the converter, when it comes out through the holes and it feeds back through these little holes here on the side. That's how it does it. It feeds back into the transmission through that hole. That shaft is not solid. It feeds back through that little hole right there, okay? So stay with me for a minute. So see, you can knock this bushing out, and since this is so tight right here around it, it allows fluid to go back through the center hole here, along with that hole. So a lot of times it loosens the converter up, okay? Well, you can knock this bushing out. If you have a converter that's built for like a power glide. A power glide does not have this bushing. It has a longer shaft out here, and the bushing is built in the transmission. You cannot knock this bushing out if you have a converter that does not have a bushing in. The way you tell your converter has a bushing in is if you look down in here, get your light set up. And the way that guy showed is right here, is down in here. See how that thing moves around? There's no support there. If you can move that around, there's no bushing there. So the other day I had knocked my bush out of mine to try getting the spool tighter, which it will not work with this converter because it allows that thing to move around up and down like it ain't supposed to. Like I said, it's not supposed to be able to move around up in there. It's supposed to fit tight like I have a bushing in it. So the reason why my car ended up going through and losing the stalling ability, the reason I was struggling on the trans brake, let me pull this out and show y'all something real quick. Another thing you can do, you can shake it back and forth, hear the noise. That's that back piece sliding around. That does not have a bush in it. That's for a turbo 400, turbo 350. That will not work for a glide, for a turbo glide. That will not work for it. Power glide. See how wiggly the shaft is on power glide? You can't see it now because the fluid's done run in, but there's a shaft down in there, and the back shaft is supported. So therefore, you cannot run a turbo glide with a turbo 400 input shaft if it does not have a bushing in it like that. It'll just rattle the converter loose. I ain't gonna lie, I can't wait till the day television becomes smell-o-vision. I can't wait. So why, Mr. President, did we all of a sudden lose spool? Well, if you look on the stock input shaft, see that hole there, that hole there, that hole there? They're connected to them holes. You can see them up to there. All that's got holes through it. I don't think it's all the way solid. It's drilled somehow. But anyways, yeah, it just goes all the way through right here. I'm sorry about blinding you. So why did we just lose what we lost? It's because this input shaft, look at this input shaft. That's a solid shaft. Solid there, solid all the way around it. Even around the base around it, it's solid. This one has holes in it. This will allow it to bleed back. Look how small that hole is versus that. Well, that hole right there is not even open. That hole right there is. That hole is hooked to these holes, which allow all this fluid to go back into the transmission. Well, with this input shaft, it would let it work because it would let it bleed through. This input shaft, it won't. We have to send the converter back to Ultimate to get them to loosen it up so we can use this. So we can use this input shaft. That's why we took to the track the other day. We could not get it to build boost on the line. It was that right there. That's why I changed that input shaft to that hardened input shaft. So that's what got us. Since curiosity kills the cat, looks to me like them clutches are doing real good. This is low gear. We'll snap the ring back on. We'll check high gear. High gear's had a little heat right there on them, but they all look good too. And then, without taking my case saver out, what I typically do is just slide this over. Yes, the material on it is still good and red, so we're good on that too. So the transmission's still healthy as it can be. So we pop the ring back on this, pop it back in, and go ahead and get it ready for the new converter. All right, guys, to do a little recap. At the pump support, if you want to take that pump support bushing out, make sure your converter cannot be slid around. Make sure it can't be moved back and forth like that, because that right there will cause you problems. Converter clutches look good in it. We're going to talk to Ultimate Converter, get them to go through and fix the converter for us, or get it loosened up for the new input shaft, because like I said, this shaft right here, a stock shaft, has them bleed off holes. This one don't. So we're going to go through and get that fixed this week. Hopefully I can get in touch with Montgomery. If I got to, I'll drive down there or whatnot to get it done so we can get this thing back together so we can start kicking some butt with it. So anyways, please like, share, subscribe, and comment. We'll see you one later. Thank you.